The great hall of the Galactic court was silent. Millions of alien eyes watched the center of the room, where one small human stood. His name was Captain Arlen Hayes, and he represented the entire human race. He felt the weight of 1,000 worlds pressing on him, but he did not show fear. Around him rose tall stone pillars, glowing with blue energy, each one showing a symbol of an alien empire. For the first time in history, they all agreed on something, and that something was dangerous. The High Speaker of the Council stepped forward, his insect wings folded and his voice cold. "Humanity," he announced, "you are found guilty of being too dangerous to exist among the stars." A shockwave of whispers filled the hall, but humanity's fate had already been decided. Captain Hayes did not speak, because he knew it would change nothing. The decision was final. Every alien species believed the same thing. Humans were unpredictable, emotional, creative, and too quick to adapt, and that made them a threat. From this day, the High Speaker continued, "Your race is banished from all star systems, all trade routes, and all galactic alliances." Alien guards moved closer, their weapons glowing softly. "Return to your planet," the Speaker ordered, "and do not step among the stars again." The entire galaxy believed humanity would fade into silence. But in that moment, something strange flickered behind Captain Hayes' eyes. A calm acceptance, mixed with a secret fire. As he walked out of the court, every alien felt something unsettling in their hearts, something they could not explain. It was not fear of what humans had done. It was fear of what humans might do next. When the last human ship left foreign space, a massive quarantine shield was erected around Earth's region. Alien ships were ordered to stay away, under threat of destruction. For a time, the galaxy relaxed, believing the danger was gone. But only a few months later, strange rumors began to spread. A Drax scout ship reported seeing a bright flash near the edge of human territory. A Varn diplomat whispered that Earth was building something large under its oceans. A rogue trader claimed he saw a strange wave of energy ripple across the void near the solar system. At first, the Council ignored these stories, thinking they were lies or fear, but then the disappearances began. Small observation drones placed near Earth stopped sending signals. Ships that came too close vanished. A dark cloud of dust and radiation spread around the human border, making scanning impossible. The galaxy started to feel the same fear again, the kind that crawled under the skin. What were the humans doing behind that curtain of silence? Far from alien eyes, deep under the crust of Earth, a hidden chamber shook as giant engines roared to life. Scientists, engineers, soldiers, and thinkers worked together in a place called the Starforge. It was humanity's most secret project, created the very moment they were banished. The chamber was massive, carved from stone and reinforced with metal older than the cities above. Bright arcs of energy danced between tall pillars, lighting the room like artificial lightning. In the center stood a single machine, shaped like a sphere, rotating with rings of light and humming with unnatural power. The humans did not call it a weapon. They called it a beginning. Dr. Lyra Bowen, the leader of the Starforge project, stood before the machine with her team. "This is the moment," she said softly. "We activate the core." Her voice echoed in the chamber, trembling with excitement and fear. Captain Hayes, now dressed in human command armor, watched from the platform above. He remembered the courtroom, the judgment, the shame, and the silence. He remembered every insult, every accusation, every cold alien stare, and he remembered something else too. He remembered humanity's promise. "We will not disappear. Begin the countdown," he ordered. The lights dimmed, alarms rang softly, and the sphere began to glow brighter than any star humans had ever seen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The machine awakened. A violent burst of energy exploded outward, shaking the Earth to its core. The wave traveled through space, passing the Moon, passing Mars, and reaching the very edge of human territory. Alien sensors across the galaxy detected the spike, and alarms activated in every star system. Within minutes, Council leaders demanded answers, but no one had any. The only thing they knew was this: humanity had done something impossible. In the dark council chambers, the High Speaker stood alone, staring at the glowing alert on his screen. He felt an old emotion he had not felt in years: fear. "What have the humans created?" he whispered, but Earth remained silent, hidden behind its storm of dust and mystery. No messages, no threats, no answers, only the quiet hum of a power the galaxy had never seen before. Humanity was banished from the stars. But they were not broken. They were not defeated. They were becoming something new, and the galaxy had no idea what was coming. For many years after the activation of a strange silence covered human space like a thick fog. No signals escaped, no answers returned, and no one who entered came back. The galaxy called it the Dead Zone, a place of fear and forbidden mystery. Alien ships stayed far away, drifting near the border only when necessary. Even the bravest captains refused to go closer, because every time they tried, their instruments failed, as if something unseen was watching them, something powerful, something awake. In the Galactic Council, tension grew like storm clouds. Leaders of many species argued day and night, trying to understand what humanity was building in the shadows. They were banished, one senator shouted. How did they gain such power so fast? They must have found ancient technology, another guessed. Maybe from a dead civilization, but no one had proof, only fear. Finally, a decision was made. A scout team from the aggressive Krell Empire would secretly approach human territory and gather data. Their ships were fast, stealthy, and known for survival. If anyone could slip past the silent barrier, it was them. Captain Rolvac of the Krell fleet led the mission. He was tall, armored, and a warrior who feared nothing, or so he claimed. When his ship crossed the edge of the dead zone, the stars around them seemed to dim. Space felt heavier, like a deep ocean pulling them downward. All systems normal, his officer reported, though her voice shook. But Rolvac noticed something strange. A sound, a hum. It was soft, distant, almost like a heartbeat in the void. The deeper they went, the more unstable their readings became. Energy spikes rose and fell, like waves caused by something massive moving far beneath them. Then they saw it, a human station floating alone in space. It was nothing like the old human stations the galaxy knew. This one glowed with twisting rings of light, each ring pulsing slowly like breathing. Its surface was smooth, metallic, but alive with patterns that moved like liquid silver. What is that thing? The officer whispered. Rolvac stared, unable to look away. Before he could give an order, a beam of soft blue light surrounded their ship. Weapons shut down, engines froze, and every control panel turned dark. Are we under attack? The officer cried. No, Rolvac answered slowly. This is something else. The human station did nothing but hold them, gently, like a hand stopping a child from touching fire. There was no aggression, no damage, no threat, only control, absolute and calm. Then a message appeared on their screen, not spoken, not transmitted. It simply appeared, as if written by an invisible hand. Do not return. No signature, no voice, only that single line. The light released their ship, and suddenly everything returned to normal. Engines restarted, weapons came online, and lights came back. Rolvac knew what he had to do. He turned the ship around and fled as fast as he could. He did not care about pride or orders. What he saw was beyond their understanding. When the Krell scout returned to the council, panic spread like wildfire. Every species demanded to see the data. Every leader wanted answers. The energy readings were impossible. The human station emitted power levels higher than any known reactor. Its movement patterns suggested technology that bent gravity like soft clay. This should not exist, one scientist said, his hands shaking. Humanity was exiled, another cried. How could they build this? The data from the ship's sensors caused even more terror. Inside the dead zone, it appeared that space itself was bending around human structures, like humans were reshaping the void with their new energy. The council ordered immediate emergency meetings. Some wanted to attack humans before they became unstoppable. Others argued that war against such power would be suicide. But while aliens fought and panicked, humanity remained silent. Not a single message, not a single ship crossing the border, not a single sign of aggression. They simply watched, waited, and continued whatever they were building deep within their hidden territory. Back on Earth, inside the Starforge facility, humans worked night and day. The machine pulsed with growing strength, glowing brighter each week. Scientists measured new forms of energy never recorded before. Dr. Lyra Bowen stood beside the Starforge core, her tablets showing rising outputs. We are close, she whispered. The next phase is almost ready. Captain Hayes observed from the command deck above. He had changed since the day of exile. His eyes held calm fire, a quiet determination that spread to everyone around him. Once the Starforge is complete, Bowen continued, we will have something beyond technology. We will have a force that can protect humanity for centuries. Hayes simply nodded. his voice soft but firm. "No one will hurt us again." Around them, the machine hummed louder, its rings spinning faster. The air shook with energy, the walls glowed with lines of power. Humanity was doing the unthinkable. They were shaping a new kind of strength, a hidden power not meant for conquest, but for survival. And the galaxy had no idea how much stronger humans would become. Before the silence finally broke, fear spread through the galaxy like fire through dry grass. Every alien species had heard the same report from the Krell scout team. Humans had created something impossible, something that bent space like soft metal. And yet, humans had attacked no one. They simply watched from the shadows of their silent zone. The Galactic Council met again in the Great Chamber, and this time the atmosphere was far darker. Before, humanity had been a problem, a threat, a danger to manage. Now, humanity had become a mystery, and mysteries were far more terrifying than enemies. Representatives from 12 major species stood around the table, their voices sharp and filled with panic. "They are hiding something," shouted a scaled warrior from the Krell Empire. "We must strike before it is too late." "How can we strike?" replied the soft-voiced Ellery diplomat. "Their new energy disables ships without harming them." "That is what makes it so frightening," said the insectoid, shy observer. "They could destroy us, but they choose not to." The room fell silent at that thought. Choosing not to attack was more threatening than attacking. It meant humanity had a plan hidden behind silence and shadows. Data screens projected the strange readings from human space, energy waves rising and falling like tides, dust clouds rearranging themselves in unnatural patterns, space folding gently around human stations like they were the center of a new gravity. A scientist with trembling hands stepped forward. "These readings do not match any known technology," he said. "Humans are using something new." "What exactly?" someone demanded. He swallowed hard. "I do not know." For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Council felt powerless. They could not understand humanity. They could not predict humanity. And worst of all, they could not control humanity. Meanwhile, far from political halls, whispers grew in the markets, in the stations, travelers told stories with shaking voices. Some claimed they saw human drones made of light. Others swore they felt a strange pressure in the air near the dead zone, as if the void itself was alive. And everyone spoke of the human station that stopped the Krell ship without firing a single shot. But the story that terrified them most came from a merchant ship that had tried to map the border. The crew reported seeing a massive shadow in the dust clouds. It was shaped like a human ship, but far larger than anything humans had ever built before. It moved without engines, without sound, without light, as if space itself carried it, and then it vanished into the darkness like a ghost. The galaxy began to fear not human weapons, but human silence. What kind of species builds forces like this and says nothing? What kind of species creates power like the Starforge and hides it from everyone? Inside the Galactic Council, the debate grew hotter and louder. Some leaders demanded war, some demanded peace, some demanded more spying, but no one truly believed they could control the situation. "We created this problem," said the elder of the Van people, his voice shaking. "We banished them, we isolated them, we pushed them into a corner, and now they have claws." The Krell ambassador growled, but the Alari diplomat shook her head. "No," she said quietly, "humans always had claws, we just never noticed." A heavy silence settled in the chamber. The truth was uncomfortable. Humanity had always been resilient, adaptable, creative, and unpredictable. Their exile only made them sharper, only pushed them to grow faster, only forced them to discover things no one else dared to explore. The Council finally agreed to a plan. They would send a highly trained spy group into human territory, not soldiers, not warriors, but elite infiltrators from different species working together. Their mission was simple: enter silently, observe silently, return silently. But when the team crossed the border, something strange happened. The dust around their ship parted like water, forming a tunnel of clear space. Lights flickered, voices on the ship grew quiet, and everyone felt they were being watched by something ancient and powerful. Then, without warning, their ship shut down completely. Not violently, not painfully, just off, as if someone flipped a switch. A shape appeared in the darkness, a tall figure glowing with blue energy, not a human wearing armor, but something different, something beyond armor. The figure approached their ship and placed one glowing hand on the hull. Instantly, the systems lit back up. Engines restored, weapons restored, controls restored. A message appeared on every screen inside the ship, just one line: "You are not ready to see us yet." The figure disappeared, and the dust swallowed the tunnel again. The spy ship fled without looking back. None of them spoke for hours. None of them slept for days. None of them ever accepted another mission again. When the spy team returned and shared their experience, the entire council fell into chaos. It was no longer fear of human technology. It was fear of human evolution. Humans were becoming something else, something stronger, something wiser, something the galaxy could no longer understand. And the worst part was this: humanity still made no move, no threat, no demands, no warning. They simply watched, waited, and grew. The galaxy knew one thing now: when humanity finally stepped out of the shadows, nothing would ever be the same again. For many years the galaxy waited in fear. Every species watched the dead zone with nervous eyes, afraid of what might come out, but nothing came. Not a single human ship crossed the border. Not a single human voice spoke. Only the silent glow of the Starforge energy pulsed softly across the void. The galaxy began to hope that maybe humanity would stay hidden forever. Maybe they were building in silence only to protect themselves. Maybe they were not planning to return at all. But then the sky changed, and everything changed with it. It started on the edge of the Tsar Nebula, where miners were collecting rare crystals from drifting rocks. Without warning, the stars flickered like dying candles. The miners looked up in confusion, then fear, then despair. A black shape tore through the nebula like a knife-cutting fabric. It was huge, bigger than cities, bigger than stations, moving with impossible speed. It swallowed light, swallowed sound, swallowed hope. The miners sent a distress call, but no one answered. Their screens filled with strange symbols and static. And then the shape opened its massive mouth, revealing swirling storms of energy inside. It was not a ship. It was not a creature. It was something far older, something built for one purpose only: consumption. In a single breath, the miner station disappeared. Not destroyed, not broken, just erased, as if it never existed. The galaxy woke to horror. The ancient predators from beyond the rim had returned, a species so old that their name was forgotten, a force that once devoured entire star systems until the galaxy united to push them away. Now they were back, and stronger than before. Panic spread through the council like a thunderstorm. Alarms rang across planets. Ships launched into defensive formation, and emergency votes began. "We must fight," shouted the Krell commander. "If we do nothing, they will eat us alive." "With what weapons?" asked the Ilari diplomat. "Nothing we have can stop creatures like these." "We must call for help," said the shy elder quietly. "We must contact the humans." Silence fell over the chamber like a heavy blanket. Every leader stared at her as if she had spoken a curse. "Humans will not answer us," one senator snapped. "They will," she replied softly, "because they never abandoned life." The council sent a message toward human territory. No one expected a reply. No one believed the humans would even read it. And yet they sent it anyway. A desperate cry for help. A plea from those who once exiled them. The predators moved faster than anyone predicted. They consumed 2 colonies in a single day. Ships vanished without sending distress calls. Stations collapsed into dark clouds. Planets became empty rocks, floating in silence. The galaxy begged for a miracle, and the miracle arrived on the 4th day. As the predators approached the Varn homeworld, the sky split open with white light. Every scanner went blind. Every camera flashed white. Every ship froze in disbelief. Then the light faded, and they saw them. A fleet of human ships, dozens at first, then hundreds, glowing like living stars. Their hulls shimmered with rings of moving energy. Their engines left trails of blue fire. They looked nothing like the old human ships the galaxy remembered. These ships were not machines. They were creations, forged by powered by the new energy humans had mastered. A voice echoed across every channel, calm and steady. "This is Captain Arlen Hayes of the Human Ascendant Fleet. We have received your call." The council nearly collapsed with shock. Humans had heard them. Humans had answered. Humans had returned. The predators sensed the human fleet and roared with cosmic hunger. They rushed forward, tearing space like cloth, their black mouths glowing with storms of violent energy. The galaxy watched in horror, certain that the humans would fall. But the human ships did not move. They simply stood in formation, shining calmly, waiting. Then Hayes spoke again. "We did not train for war. We trained for survival." The human fleet activated their core. Rings of Starforge essence spun faster, glowing brighter, humming louder. A wave of energy rippled out, bending space around them like soft clay.